This problem is an example of taking an equation that's not a quadratic equation, not something we know what to do with, but turning it into a quadratic equation by making a proper substitution. So in this case, we can see that there's something squared here, and that something that's squared actually appears right there. So if I rewrite this, this is the same thing as saying 1 over x plus 2 squared is equal to 7 times 1 over x plus 2 plus 18. So if I write it like that, where I spread out the squaring and the 7 times thing a little more, you can see that letting u equal 1 over x plus 2 is going to transform this equation. On the right side, sorry, on the left side, I'll have just u squared. On the right side, I'll have 7 times u plus 18. And so that's a quadratic, so I can solve that using my normal quadratic method, which is write everything on one side equal to 0 and factor. And from that, I can say that u is going to be 9, or u is going to be -2. But that's not the answer that I want, because the question has x's in it, so I'm not done until I say what x should be equal to. And so to do that, I just substitute again. Remember, u was the same as 1 over x plus 2. So this equation, u equals 9, is the same thing as saying 1 over x plus 2 equals 9. And the equation u equals -2 is the same thing as saying, oops, that's not supposed to be there. So make that go away. Maybe I could erase it. Ha. So it's the same thing as saying that 1 over x plus 2 equals -2. So all I'm doing is taking these two solutions and then rewriting them back in terms of x. So I use the substitution twice, once to change it from x into u's, solve it for u's, and then bring it back in terms of x. Now each of these two equations that I have written here are not too bad to solve. In each case I'm going to solve them the same way. I'm going to multiply both sides by x plus 2. So this first equation, if I multiply both sides by x plus 2, turns into 1 equal x plus 2, sorry, 1 is equal to 9 times x plus 2. Just multiplying both sides of this equation by x plus 2. So that means 1 is 9x plus 18. And so subtract 18 from both sides, I'll have -17 is equal to 9x. And so x is an awful looking number, -17/9. So that's a value of x that would work. Over on this side, I do the same steps, but I'll have a different equation to start with. 1 will be equal to -2 times x plus 2. Again, multiplying both sides by x plus 2. Distributing that multiplication on the right, so I'll have -2x minus 4. Add 4 to both sides. And divide both sides by 2. I'll have x is -5 halves. So my two solutions are x equals -17/9 and x equals -5 halves.